Today I thought we would just do things this way. This was a notebook from Japan. It is sent to me by a kind viewer. He said I definitely had to try this out. So here we go. First of all, there is an inspirational quote from Editor-in-Chief. There is no success without writing on the note. Start from writing, then fill out this note. No notes, no glory. Bright future will come out. So just so you know, I found those very inspirational and warm words. As you can see, I've already done some homework by trying this out, but so far my experiences have been fairly good, although there is some bleed through. However, today we're going to start a whole new page and see what happens. I've zoomed in a little bit. We're just going to go through the whole works, okay? So here we have an extra fine nib. This is a Pelikan M120. The ink is Pelikan Jade. I'm not going to write down Pelikan, it is Jade. The paper is smooth. It really is pleasant. Would we call this Rhodia smooth? I don't think so. I think it's just a little bit below that, but it's very, very smooth. No strong texture over the strong. You see, I can't write and talk at the same time, which is a problem when you review pens. That was an extra fine. Let's move on to a fine. This also happens to be a Pelikan. Am I trying to go for a Pelikan only look? No, not really. It's also Jade, by the way, but in a wetter nib. But I don't use that many fine nibs. These are review pens, so I had these lying around. A quick brown fox. I have to say I find the sensation very pleasant writing on this paper. It's smooth without being slippery, which is very nice. Let's do some medium writing. This is this is a Stola 3, Pelikan Stola 3. The ink is Mont Blanc Royal Blue. No, obviously not. The ink is Mont Blanc Irish Green, sorry. And I think we can just squeeze in one more medium here. This is a Visconti Carbon Dream with a medium palladium nib, and the ink is the sadly discontinued St. Dupont Violet. Okay, what are we getting? Well, we are now getting into the range of the wetter nibs. I'm just going to zoom in a bit. I hope I'm not making you nauseous. I see no feathering in the extra fine, maybe just a tad there. The fine a little bit. On the medium, I think it's fairly okay. On this medium, the Visconti, you definitely see feathering in the H and the E, for example. It's quite pronounced. Now let's zoom out a bit and have a look at the other side of the page. It is clear that the Visconti has bled through. The other medium, the Stola 3, has bled through, and even the fine has bled through a bit. It's just with the extra fine that it seems to be relatively okay, although even here you see a little bit of bleeding. I'm going to go on to even wetter nibs. Here we have a broad Jade Lead. This is the Viceroy Grand, and the ink is Ackerman Hopjes Bruin. This is a fairly wet broad nib, so I'm very interested to see both feathering and bleed through of this pen. Now we come to one of the wettest pens that I have in the lineup. This is the Visconti Opera Master in Tobacco. Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. The ink is Mont Blanc Toffee Brown. And again, a very nice, smooth experience on this paper. The penultimate pen I have here, this is the Ackerman Duo Fold. This is an italic nib. The ink is Pilot Blue. Okay, well, as that is drying, let's have a look. I don't think, let's do a bit more there, can still focus, yeah. The Hoppies-Brown has feathered a little bit. There's definitely feathering here. It's not terrible, but I mean, you definitely do see some feathering. I think those bits are actually bleed-through from the other writing, but here around the Q I do think you also see some feathering. And the italic seems to be okay, although even here, I mean, you definitely see some feathering. Okay, now, I thought for the real feathering test, here we have a classic Pens LB5. The ink is Corn Poppy Red, and the nib is a Sailor Cross Point. Now this is a very broad, wet nib. The quick, very broad fox. Jumps over things. Okay, so here we have something that's really wet, and I actually think the feathering is kind of under control. I don't think that's terrible. You see a little bit up there. I don't think it's horrible. But let's look at the bleed through. Yeah, it's definitely bleed through. So there you have it. A fancy, interesting notebook. I definitely found it interesting to have a look at this. I thank the kind viewer for sending this to me. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later.